Yeah, I'll need you to come get him in a second. I'm just now starting. Let me get in it. Let me get it. Let me get it, you little baby. Let me get the neck. What's up, Ryan? Way to be the first one on here. If you guys would just say your name when you come on, because I can only see how many are here. I can't see who is here. Right, Eddie? Give me the neck. So I see there's 3 people here. If you can't chat, I would like for you to try to be able to log on to chat, but I know that a couple people have had problems today, so uh, if you can't, it's okay. Hey, Stephanie, it's been so long since I've talked to you. Oh, it's just Nicole. Just kidding, Nicole. Good to see you. Right now, it's just y'all two, so well done. Who's our third person to join? Got 4. All right. Can you hear me? Subscribe to Coach. All right. I'm going to look at one of y'all's homework that you sent me. All right. So, y'all were supposed to do the guided practice. Can you hear me? Is it still lagging out? It works? Okay. Like I said, it might go in and out. If it does, I'll just let me know, and I can usually tell, and I'll just type something. All right. So we were supposed to do guided practice on page 912. It is still doing the circle thing. Well, we'll just try to make it work. The first question says, which makes it easier to determine the number of calendars sold? Sorry, 1 second. Of course, I needed to turn the page. I was trying to use Ryan's picture to look at the homework, but it is super blurry. Thanks, Ryan. All right, let me see here. All right, I'm ready. All right, it says, which display makes it easier to determine the greatest number of calendars sold? Explain your reasoning. Well, it's giving you a bar graph and it's giving you a line plot. So let me ask Stephanie, what did you put for your answer? This one was a little tough, actually. They started off with a tough one. All right, she said line plot. Why? Oh, look. Maddox is named Stephanie now. Bar graph. Yeah, but Trinity is, the best student in the world, so she gets a pass. All right, so we have a couple people saying bar graph, and we have a couple people saying line plot. All right. So this one, the answer goes to line plot. And it's a little clearer. Did it call that other one a histogram? I think that's just a bar graph, not a histogram, because it has a category and there's space between each one. But it's going to be a line plot just because the simple reason that it's easier to read an exact number with, you can see that there are more for X and, more for 6 and 10 because there's more X's there. The bar graph, it's not that one's super confusing, but you have to kind of like do some transfer from the y-axis over to the bar, and so it's not that obvious because they're both kind of easy to read if you ask me, but the line plot's going to be the easiest because it just shows you right there. There's the most of 6 and 10. There's a little less interpretation to have to. Were y'all still able to? We're supposed to put what type of graph and explain the reasoning. Favorite? All right, so it's better now. I'm just going to type a lot of this too, just in case. So did anybody else put anything besides bar graph, or did you give another reason for bar graph? Your computer's about to crash. So Nicole, you put the exact same thing because it has a favorite. You put line plot. Why did you put line plot? Yeah, the category. Okay. It has to have God, it's like kicking people out. I see there's 2 people. It does. It means that for sure, Trinity. Okay, let's take advantage of it while it works. It might go out again, but guys, just stop goofing around, Maddox, and let's just answer these questions because we'll get out of here soon. Oh, Nicole, you're a very close tie for 17th favorite. Maddox, you're my favorite student that starts with a name that starts with an M and ends with an X. And I've had a Max before, so that's saying a lot. All right, Ryan, let's go. Are you typing number 3? Yeah, back to math. Snap it up for that. I was telling the other class my wife was making fun of me for snapping the other day. I was telling her we snap it up. She thought that was silly, but she's silly. Is Ryan still here? Are you still typing? What in the world? Yeah, I was wondering how, because we had more people than were in the class. All right. I don't know if Ryan's still here or what. So let's say Henry. What did you put for number 3? Number 3. Thank you, Trinity. I feel like number 3 was probably one of the easier ones. This is one that we need to get. Oh, I think he's back. I know, Henry. Are you typing like a sloth with one finger? Henry, you should be typing the answer to number 3. I've called on you. Don't type, oh my gosh. Just type the answer. Oh, you got it. All right, so he said a line graph. If you agree with that, then you're correct. So why do y'all think it's a line graph? Why is it the easiest? What's in that information that makes it so easy? So Luke, you put a line bar graph by that emoji. Maddox, stop having side conversations. There's only 7 of us in here. We should be able to have a conversation about math. Yeah, I'm just kidding, Luke. So why is it the easiest one? Why is it a line graph? How do we know? Because it's a period of time. Nicole, I feel like she should get DIN points, not just because she's Tivuna. Maybe a little bit because of that. And then Trinity, thank you. It shows data over a period of time. When you see time, when you see a period of time in your information, when you see a period of time in your information, it is going to be a line graph. You got a person? Yeah. Put that on your finger. Thank you. All right, since Luke's here now, let's let Luke answer one. Number 4, y'all were supposed to draw whatever you chose as your appropriate display. From what y'all sent me on the homework, the ones that I looked at so far, get your guy. All right. Can you make sure he doesn't come back, babe? Most of y'all put the same thing. Luke, what kind of graph did you make? Luke. Luke, are you answering this, bud? I'm asking you what kind you drew. Yeah, I keep seeing that y'all are saying box plot. That's not what I would have done. He did? Where? Oh, box plot. I see it now. All right, Give me an explanation, all of you that put box plots. Why? Because I don't know that I agree with that. The um, the chart that talks about the types of graphs says histogram shows frequency of data divided into equal intervals. For histogram, I'm sorry, for box plot, measures of variation, also useful for very large sets of data. There was a lot of data values. There are so many numbers. All right. In my video yesterday, when I was talking about box plots, when I said a lot of data, do you remember I put a line plot? So I guess it depends on your interpretation of a lot. When I was talking about it yesterday, I was talking about hundreds or thousands, right? My example yesterday was with 1,000 people doing, yes, exactly, with 1,000 people reciting the digits of pi. It means it's like so many that you wouldn't want to have that much data on any kind of bar graph, or especially like a line plot. That'd be insane. So it's not that many values to me. So what I would have chosen was a histogram, because we have a range of, I see as few as 6. So like your Lukes that can only do 6 push-ups, all the way to what's our highest, like 40 or 40 something. So that's more like our Nicoles, how many push-ups they can do. So there's a wide range there, and so you could put them in intervals. You could say who could do 0 to 9, who could do 10 to 19, who could do 20 to 29. Right? And then you can actually put the intervals. What's up, buddy? You're coming here to play? All right, so I think a histogram is the best one. When you can put them in categories, not only is it not really that many values, I know it looks like it, it's not that many. Because think about what you had to do for a box plot. Yeah, it would take forever to find the median for 1,000 numbers. That's true. Yeah, it would. So a lot of the times with a box plot, you have like a computer program that could. I'm not depressed. I'm happy. That could at least organize the data for you, or put it in order. Box plot is typically actually not something we do, but you do by hand with that amount of data. I know we practice doing it just so you could know how to make a box plot, but typically box plots are done digitally. All right. Anybody put anything besides the 2 we talked about? Yeah, and you're not going to have to, if you're, most likely when it says select and make an appropriate display, you're not going to have to make a box plot. Just know that right now. Okay. You said line plot. That's not the worst. Why would you choose line plot? If you can convince me, then I might allow it. A line plot says show how many times each number occurs. So it's a close second, a line plot. I could get that to show how many times they occur, but they're so spread out. Um, is there a lot that repeat? Are there? I'm looking at this really small. Are there any that repeat? There's 25. I see a few times. There's just so many different data values that you would just have a lot of single X's. Um, yeah, I can see you thought there'd be more modes. Yeah, there's just gonna be a lot of single X's, so that's not gonna be the best. So it's better to group them up into sets of 5 or 10 or so. 15 repeats. Yeah, still not enough. There's still going to be a lot with just a single X. It's all right. I can see where you're coming from. Thank you. So are we lagging still? Are we good? The test scores each student had on a language arts test. What would be the best one for that, do you think? It's just lagging a lot, so I'm just typing. I want y'all to really think about this because this would be silly to miss ones like this on a quiz or test. If you know that, if you really dissect it, and you know what those what it says on the chart on page 910, then you should be able to figure out the right one, or at least give me a good reason for the second one. So do we have a consensus? Luke says box plot. Who else? Nicole said box plot. We still have some line plot. Line plot is good to show the scores, but the median, remember, in fact, Henry, you did one on the board in class. The median, you had to cross out a bunch to find the middle. A box plot tells you the median immediately. So median, when you see median, you know it's going to be talking about a box plot. Shows it right away. Okay. I don't know that it has to be that many, but you're right. It would be a lot. That would mean he's playing like 3 times a day, right? But yeah, anytime we're looking at a median, you're going to want to do box plot. So there's 2 giveaways right there. Finding a median, it's going to be a box plot. Finding a period over time, it's going to be a line plot. I'm sorry, a line graph. Wanting to know the mode is going to be a line plot. Those kinds of things. What? All right. I guess we'll call it a day there. So what's coming ahead is we're finished with this chapter. Okay. And so tomorrow we are going to have our chapter quiz. I'm going to do something for y'all that I've never done for y'all before. And I'm going to give you the test 1, A or B, which is the easiest one. That's why I've never given it to you. It's all multiple choice, and the questions are way easier. 2 and option 3. Yeah, for real. We have a quiz. No homework. All right. Well, if there's no questions, then I will send that out to you. I'll email you the quiz in a PDF. If for any reason you can use a calculator, yes, you can use a calculator. All right. But yeah, you probably won't need it. Yes, Nicole. All right. I'll see y'all later. Good job. I'll see you Friday on another live, and we'll make it a little smoother than this. Good job.